MMA boxing here at the San Antonio Event Center with San Antonio's own Ramon Cardenas. How are you, champ?
Good, good. How about yourself, buddy?
I'm doing really well. How are you enjoying the fight, first of all?
Good, man. You get to see the kids you kind of watch growing up. A lot of them are way younger than me, 2 years, so seeing them kind of progressing in the career, you know.
I still think if you're like 21, you just told me you're 25, which kind of and you currently rank 10 by the WBA at 122 pounds. Let's get to that first. You see your name in the rankings. What does that do? Like you're getting there. You're almost at a position where you'll be fighting for a world title. Has that sunk in yet that you're a top 10 fighter?
Dude, honestly, man, it hasn't. It's one of those things where sometimes I forget. You know, when I'm at home, not doing nothing, I think runs in the morning, and I remember, like, yo, I'm ranked in the top 10 in the world. Like, I can't just sit on my ass. So, you know, that would kind of remind me. Sometimes, man, I go about my day normal, but sometimes it kicks in. But honestly, it hasn't kicked in yet. You know, it's still something that it was like a dream of mine as a kid. You see these fighters that are world champions, legends, started where I started, and escalated their career, and their career went kind of the same as mine. So it's one of those things, man, that it's one of those things that you have to kind of just live in the moment.
San Antonio's got 2 world champions right now. Josh Franco at 115, Barrios at 140, and then it's got a bunch of guys, including yourself, Bam Rodriguez. Is there like internal competition on who's going to be the next guy to get a world title from San Antonio?
I mean, I've seen a bunch of your interviews that say that, man. Me personally, brother, there's a quote that says, you know, stay in your lane, there's no traffic in your lane. And I feel like everybody does that in a sense. I like to pertain to that quote. Every time I think about even comparing myself to anybody, I always follow my own road, follow my own path. You know, destiny hasn't passed, you know, his path to do. Maybe the guys who are in the top 10 right now will be world champions, but that's something that time will tell. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, competition in a sense with each other, I hope there isn't. I hope everybody in a sense wishes best on everybody else, and I know I do in my part. So I mean, that's one of those things.
You're one of boxing's good guys. I love talking to you. There's another guy in your division from South Texas, Brendan Figueroa, who has the belt. Do you look at him as, okay, that's competition for me? I mean, I know you guys probably know each other, right? You grew up in the same part of the same state, at the same age.
We actually fought in the amateurs.
You fought in the amateurs. I figured you did. If you look at him as like, he's got a belt. I can take that from him. Is that, you look at him as like, he's a fighter now?
I look at him as a guy that, I mean, he's the guy. Honestly, he's the guy. I'm ranked in the same division as him. I'm in the top 10. He's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Of course, in a sense, I respect him. I respect him, everything he's done to this point. He's younger than me, and he's done more than me, you could say. The world champion. He's defended his title multiple times. So for me, that's something that I have to look up to the kid, because, hey man, he's doing what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But that is a guy that, in a sense, if the fight presents itself one day, you know, when I get higher in the rankings, then yeah, that's the fight. You know, that's gonna be a fight that I would like to take.
We need to do that here in San Antonio.
Yeah, man, that would sell out. That would sell out.
Absolutely. It's been a while since you fought in San Antonio. You fought a month ago, 2 months ago?
Yes,
2 months ago in Florida, correct? Tell us about that fight, because that was a good fight.
I mean, it was a good fight, brother. I feel like it was like I had almost like a year and something off. Almost 2 years, close to 2 years. No, like a year and 4 months. But what happened was I had got a COVID twice. I got it the first time, it was bad. The second time I got it, it wasn't all that bad. Actually, I was getting ready to fight Isaac Avelar, the Mohegan Sun under Charlo card. So it was fight week, I'm ready. And then all of a sudden, my trainer, you know, my manager calls me, Barry calls me, and says, yo, you can't fight because you got COVID. So then I was like, fuck, you know, I quarantined, came back home, and that was supposed to happen in September.
Okay.
And then I was shelved for another few months because of COVID. And then last fight was, I mean, honestly, it was a good fight, brother. I fought a good dude. It wasn't a pushover. It wasn't a, and the story behind, I don't know if you watched the fight, the story behind it was, I was supposed to leave on Friday. No, I was supposed to leave on Wednesday. I didn't get to leave till Friday at 7 in the afternoon because of the whole freeze over and stuff. I weigh in, the WBA gave me a chance to weigh in late. So I weighed in around like 12:30. From there, we go to the IHOP, we eat, and then I go home. I don't go to sleep. I don't go to the hotel till like 3 in the morning. I slept at like 3 in the morning. I woke up the next day and I had to fight.
You took care of business.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those things where like I tell people, man, you have to adapt and overcome. You know what I mean? I could have easily been like, oh man, I'm not fighting, man, because, you know, like, fuck that, you know, I'm gonna get there late. But I was like, you know what? Like, this is stuff that you have to adapt and overcome to. I feel like I did a good job. Granted, you know what I'm saying? I didn't fight in a year and a half almost. And I did 8 rounds. And I think I did 8 solid rounds. So, you know, it's one of those experiences that I'm like, okay, you know, on to the next, you know.
You got big news coming up in May, you just told me about. When do you fight next?
I'm fighting May 15th at the Mohegan Sun. I'm at the Premier Boxing Champions. Fighting the number 5 guy in the WBA. So winning that fight, put me in the top 3, maybe top 5. So that's, you know.
At that point, then you start looking at the champ. You win in May.
Yeah, no, I think after this fight, my plan is to go down. Again, another division. My last fight I made 22, but I made 120.4.
Could you go down to 18?
I could go down to 18, so that's the plan. Originally, that was supposed to be planned next fight. But they told me, oh man, you know, we have an opportunity to do this, and I was in shape, I'm in shape. So I'm like, man, you know, like, I'm not gonna lose up on an opportunity on a guy that I know I can beat. So I was like, you know what, we'll fight this guy, and then we'll go down in the rankings. I mean, we'll go down in the weight, get closer to number 1 spot, and then fight shit. You know, there's a vacant belt at 118. Win that belt and then fight anyway, you know what I'm saying?
So 18 is where your future is.
Hopefully.
You think that you can make 18?
I think I can make it. You know, obviously it would be making it healthy. If I feel like I'm at 21, 20, and I'm out of like, if I'm fucked up, sorry, excuse my language, if I messed up at 120, then, you know, that's not my weight. But I did check with I checked my BMI, and my BMI said that I could make 118, you know, so.
It'd be good to see that 118. That's the issue. Because you look like a featherweight. If you can get down to 18, you'll be a functioning
No,
big
yeah.
118 pounder.
That was the plan, you know. I always tell people, man, you know, since the amateurs, I've always been a big 23 pounder.
Yeah.
So then I get, you know, 26 to 130. I'm like, okay, well, these kids are coming, they're big. So if I can make, you know, win a belt at 118, 22, 26, and 30, that in itself is an accomplishment. Not many people have done that.
Really, Vicky Rodriguez is 118 pounder from San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to have some internal competition. You can go down to 18 in San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got some good knockouts. Tell me where they can find you on social media. Instagram
and Twitter, RG Cardenas 15 or RG Cardenas 6 on Instagram. On Twitter, it's RG Cardenas 15.
I want to ask you real quick before we go. There's a rumor right now, I don't know if you've heard it, San Antonio's Mario Barrios and Tank Davis. Have you heard this?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. Shit, I wish all the best to Mario, brother. I think he can pull it out. I've seen him, you know, we grew up together. We fought each other in the amateurs.
Because he comes up from 26, right? He put up 126.
Who?
Mario Barrios in his pro debut.
But the thing about, you know, when you're, in a sense, when you debut very young, like we have, you know, look at the history. All of us debuted at 18, 19, you're still a kid. Even me, I look back to when I was 18, I look at the 18-year-olds now, 19-year-olds, I'm like, damn, they're kids. You know what I'm saying? They're kids. So now that you get older, you know, your body starts becoming a man. And so I think Mario, he's always been a tall kid. Since we were kids, always been tall. So I feel like his man body came in. And if you see him, he's solid. He's a solid dude.
He's a big 140 pounder.
Yeah,
Welterweight is his future.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I don't think he's a small guy. He's a big guy. And so I feel like he'll get some trouble to Tank. And Tank is gone. Tank's my friend. You know, I know him personally. I know him in the amateurs too. The thing about it is Mario has a perfect style to give him a hell of a fight.
He's got to use his height, use his reach.
Exactly.
Keep him at the end of the
Don't
fight.
stand in front of him. Fight your fight. If you saw him versus Ryan Carl, again, Ryan Carl is a friend of mine. Like,
Great guy, the Cowboy. We all love the Cowboy.
Cowboy, shout out my man. But you know, Mario did his thing, and that's where you can tell, yo, Mario can punch. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be a hell of a fight, man. I'm all for San Antonio, baby. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I wish all the best to the people I grew up with. So I'm aiming for Mario 100%. You know, I'm behind him. And shit, if that fight happens, brother, dude, it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Thank you for your time. God bless, champ. Good luck.